everyone, and welcome back to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome to our match preview show for, of course, the Watford game. The Reds are back in action after what seems to be a forever occurrence, but it is the international break is finally over, and the Reds are back in action this weekend against. I was going to say Nottingham Forest then against Watford. 12:30 at Anfield tomorrow. It is on BT Sport if you guys are in the UK, and all that lovely stuff. But guys, let me know how you all are in the chat down below. Let me know how you lot are feeling. Let me know your thoughts about the World Cup draw as well. Some interesting teams being put into certain groups and all that good things. But of course, the international break is over and done with. Thank the Lord, hallelujah. And now we can focus on proper football for the next few weeks anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you all are in the comment section down below. Chris, evening, mate. Long time no see. Absolutely huge. Tomorrow Reds 3-0, says Dave. Hello, Dave. Hopefully you're well as well. I should say, but Dave's going for a 3-0 win. Hope you are well. I'm very good, thank you, Chris. And Doug is saying good evening. Yes, if anyone does want to join, there is the link in the chat. It is on show right now. But if anyone does want to join, it's only going to be about a half an hour preview tonight. Won't be that long. Tonight anyway, but we will be chatting about, of course, a big week for Liverpool, of course, this game against Watford, the Champions League game in midweek, and of course next weekend against Manchester City anyway. If anyone does want to join, then please feel free to anyway. It is pinned in the comments down below anyway. The one thing I will say, please be, of course, in a quiet place and all that good stuff. Anyway, but of course, international break is over and done with. Of course, the big news coming out of the week realistically is, of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold does look like that he is back now in training, and could potentially start tomorrow for Liverpool. Personally, I think it is a bit of a stretch that he will be starting tomorrow. I personally would not even entertain him being anywhere near that squad tomorrow. We all know that muscle injuries can be a very complicated situation. Luckily and thankfully, it's only been 2 weeks with Trent Alexander-Arnold, but of course, we don't want to aggravate it anymore. We don't want it to become worse with big games coming up, of course, in the Champions League and, of course, the Premier League. We need Trent now to be 100% no matter what. Give him a few more days rest. And for me, early spoilers, but for me, James Milner or Joe Gomez will be brilliant at that right back position for the Watford game. So for me personally, guys, I wouldn't risk Trent in any way, shape or form. But let me know your thoughts in the chat down below. Doug says, what does for God's sake, Chris with the laughing face. Then for God's sake, Chris, don't entertain it. For God's sake. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Of course, we brought the news yesterday about it, but for me, look, Joe Gomez, I thought he had an excellent game against Nottingham Forest. As Chris has mentioned there, Gomez was brilliant at right back against Nottingham Forest. Yeah, he was. And look, at Anfield as well, 12:30, you look at it, Watford's, they have nothing to lose and they will go all out for it, or to try and get some sort of results from it. But for me, I don't think you have to be worried too much going forward. Of course, Roy Hodgson's teams, they, especially Watford, they've only got a certain amount of players that can threaten Liverpool at times. Of course, we can't take this lightly. Don't get me wrong, but Joe Gomez, James Milner, whoever it is, I think them two are more than capable of dealing on that right back position, other than, what Trent, of course, going forward, Trent, unbelievable, defensively unbelievable, but against a team like, Watford, you don't need to, put him at a risk. If, of course, the Man City game was, tomorrow, then you would go, okay, maybe you might put him in. Maybe, but who knows? But you like my jokes, really? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Doug, you should know that by now. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the chat down below as well. Because of course, rotation will be the biggest question mark about tomorrow as well. Will Jurgen go full 11 and then take everyone off? Say if we're winning 3 or 4 nil, does he take the people like Mo off? Does he take Fabinho off and put Henderson in the six and so on? I think that's something he might do anyway. Thinking about starting 11s and so on. But for me, I think it's going to be a little. I say not even a bit of a mixed bag because the squad is so good. Don't get me wrong. You're looking at it apart from, of course, Naby Keita being out injured. He is the only one that is out injured. I think James Milner did have an illness, didn't he, before the international break? But that looks to be all okay now. Of course, thankfully not COVID or anything like that. But it does look like Liverpool have a fit squad at the minute, apart from Naby Keita, which I know Chris and Jack, if Jack was here, would be absolutely slewing me right now. So Chris, expecting your comment. Of course, Chris says Alisson, Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Elliott, Salah, Firmino, Mane. That's my lineup. He says Trent will play against Benfica. I would agree with him on that. 1,000%. I think he starts against Benfica, no questions asked. Doug, try again. Says Data. Hello, Data, as well, by the way. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. Anyway, but going a little bit on then to starting 11 predictions. For me, look, I say mixed bag, and a couple of seasons ago, mixed bag would be, adding a couple of players here and there and everywhere. But even with a couple of squad players now, the team looks very, very good. But for me, my personal 11 would be Alisson Becker in goal. Right back would be Joe Gomez, especially after his performance against Nottingham Forest, like Chris mentioned. I thought he was man of the match in that game. Then you look at it, does Kanate start potentially, or Joel Matip? For me, I'd go for Joel Matip. No international break for Evu neither, to be fair. But of course, for me, I think, especially with Benfica coming up as well, if Matip does play 3 games in a row, and then hopefully potentially if Liverpool do well out in Benfica, Kanate might play a home leg against Benfica as well. But for me, it would be Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk. That partnership, unbelievable, isn't it, at the minute? And then it would be Andy Robertson. Midfielders, then I would go Fabinho, Thiago, and Harvey Elliott. That would be my midfield. And then up top, I think Mo will want to play no matter what, of course, especially what happened on international duty. And of course, I think then Diogo Jota will start in the centre, and then I think Luis Diaz as well will start. So we'll give Bobby Firmino and Sadio Mane a rest. But yeah, that would be my team: be Alisson, Gomez, Matip, Virgil, Robbo, Fabinho, Thiago, Harvey Elliott, and then Mohamed Salah, Diogo Jota, and Luis Diaz on the left as well. But let me know, guys, your thoughts in the comment section down below. Doug, I'm not even going to read that comment out. Don't even compare the Naby Keita is the Liverpool version of Jack Wilshere. He is not. He's not. Get that out of your head. I actually think Keita played more games than Wilshere. Exactly, Chris. I actually think Keita played more games than Wilshere with the thing face. Yeah, no, of course. We couldn't play the board games. Board game Guess Who with who's the only player out injured, because everyone will say Keita. No, that is true. That is true. But for me, guys, that would be my personal 11 for it. Let me know your thoughts in the chat down below anyway. But of course, it could be anyone. Like it does, like Nate could come in for Matip. The midfield could be different. Up front could be different as well. There's so many options now for Liverpool, and it's absolutely wonderful to see as well. But moving on to score prediction, for me personally, guys, I don't think Watford are going to threaten us this much, but of course it is a 12:30 game. The crowd has to be on it. Jurgen did say earlier on, didn't he? The crowd does have to be on it from minute 1. And look, it's go time now. From now until the end of the season, it is important. Every single game from now until the end of the season is important. It's like you said, if you can't scream, give up your ticket and allow someone else that can actually do your job, do it. And I agree with it in some sense. Look, you have to scream your heart out for Liverpool and show their support from now until the end of the season. It's going to be a very tough period now till the end, and we need the fans. We need everyone singing, from minute 1, and it needs to happen now. not against, not games against, Man United and, the Ev as well. It happens now, 12:30 against Watford, and we go on and beat Watford with the crowd as well, I should say anyway. But I wouldn't start Keita even if he was injured. If he wasn't injured, no, Keita I think would play midweek if he was fit. Anyway, for me, but for me, guys, I'm gonna go 4-0 Liverpool. I think I said 3. No, yeah, 3-0. I'm gonna go 3-0 Liverpool. Look, I'd like to get carried away, 4-0. But to be fair, if we take a quick look, before I do say any more, but if we take a quick look at the last few games between Liverpool and Watford, as you can see, of course, we beat them 5-0. That was when Mo scored his, amazing goal against them. And of course, a Bobby Firmino hat-trick. Of course, Watford beat us 3-0 when we went on to win the league, of course. 2-0, 5-0, 3-0, I think, as well. Below there is 5-0 again for Liverpool. So, we've had a pretty decent record against Watford over the last couple of seasons and so on. So, for me, guys, again, I'm pretty confident Liverpool will go on to win this game. Like I did say, though, I think the crowd needs to be on it from minute one. And also, as well, I think as well, it will depend on, of course, if we can, be 3-4 up, can we then rotate and take the likes of Fabinho off and other key players as well. But yeah, let me know, guys, your thoughts. Liverpool 3, Watford 1. Yes, it would be very, very interesting. Keita hat-trick, says Data. I'd love that. I'd absolutely love that. Get that framed if that did ever happen. To be fair, but I don't think it will. Personally, I don't think it'll ever happen at the club. But let me know your thoughts anyway. But for me, guys, 4-0, 3-0, around there, I think it will be. Particularly as well, especially with, of course, the attacking force we've got. If it does go a bit, south, then realistically, you look at it and go, of course, we're going to, say if it was the team that I said, you're bringing on the likes of Bobby Firmino, Sadio Mane as well. You've also got Divock Origi, Taki Minamino as well. There's so many options, midfield options as well. You've got Curtis Jones. You would have someone like Naby Keita, but Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott would start. Jordan Henderson would come on. Even Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. There is so many options and Jurgen Klopp can pick from. And I think that's the exciting part about this Liverpool squad at the minute, that there are so many options, and so many combinations that we could go with as well. And it's frightening. It's absolutely frightening. And I've never really looked at a Liverpool squad like this before. Since I've been alive anyway. That has been like this deadly and this strong. In every area, I would say. Anyway, look at the backup situations. Left back Costas, right back Emilio Gomez, centre backs Gomez, Canate, for example. Goalkeeper, of course, Kelleher for Ali. There's so much squad, quality and depth. Liverpool, it's frightening. And I know that plenty of people have gone on to say, are Liverpool the favourites for the title? Of course, I wouldn't say yet we are favourites, but we're certainly on that way. And of course, beat Watford, we go ahead then of Manchester City, and then it is down to City. What can they reply with against Burnley? And hopefully Burnley can take a point or two off them. It would be interesting to see what does happen, but I do think that Burnley might get something against City. Of course, City playing the likes of Burnley, us, and Atletico Madrid in the space of a week. That's going to be tough mentally as well. And of course, we've all mentioned how I think City's biggest weakness is mentally. I think Liverpool are probably the strongest out of the two in both regards. So let me know, guys, your thoughts. I would play Origi tomorrow. I wouldn't play Origi, to be honest. They would bring him on as a sub, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't start him, to be fair, Data anyway. But guys, I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna go confident. I'm super looking forward to the game tomorrow as well. If you are going to the game, then like I could say, please scream your heart out. I don't want you to have a voice coming outside of Anfield tomorrow. Anyway, but if you are going, please enjoy as well, because this is now the road until the end of the season. This is where the title will be won or lost from now until the end. And fingers crossed, we can speak about Liverpool going on to win and we're going on to win the Premier League title, because I think that's what everyone wants. We want the league title. Of course, like I've already spoken about it the last couple of days and weeks, we want to celebrate it correctly. We want to go and win it, and be able to say we are Premier League champions yet again. Anyway, but guys, I am going to leave it there for tonight. Sorry for such a short stream. Anyway, we are late anyway tonight. We was on Doug's stream for quite some time tonight, but and I did have to delay the stream a little bit as well, so apologies for that. But we will be back tomorrow. Maybe we might do a watch along. It does depend in the morning whether or not if I can do it or not. It's most likely not going to be able to, but I will be live straight after the game. Anyway, that's a guarantee. Tomorrow I will be live tomorrow after the game, but watch along is iffy. Anyway, so it will be very interesting to see what does happen. Anyway, and fingers crossed, Liverpool getting 3 points tomorrow anyway. But Chris says, I'm most excited for tomorrow, but for Tranmere versus Carlisle would be very interesting. Would be very, very interesting. See what happens there, my friend. Take care, mate. Up the Reds as well, and that's just. To be fair, Ant, hello, by the way, but to be fair, I think you beat United tomorrow at R5. I do think that. Connor doesn't want to ruin his cater posters. For God's sake, I don't have any cater posters. Don't have anything cater. Like, I have, I should really show it one day, but up there is the Champions League photo up there, but there is when we won the league photo, and over there's a signed Gerrard photo over there, so frame anyway. So they do have a few stuff, but I should show that in time. Maybe we might do it in the future, who knows. Anyway, maybe when we win another league title or a Champions League or an FA Cup, we can, if we do the quadruple, it'll be a huge thing anyway. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments if you're watching on repeat anyway. One thing I will say as well, we are now on TikTok. We're not doing TikTok dances, by the way. It's just little short clips like this. We've already put, something about next season's kits. We've spoken about transfer news on there, and of course, I think yesterday we did post up the news about Ben Doak signing for £600,000. So that's exciting. Anyway, so if you guys want to check that out, it is in the video description down below. Click on, it just say TikTok and then the link. So click on that. Please follow us. We'll follow back and that and all that good thing. Anyway, so just little clips, because it does do better on there than it does YouTube for some reason anyway. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in anyway. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. Fingers crossed the Reds can win and go top of the league tomorrow, even if it is for a couple of hours anyway. But more importantly, get those 3 points, and then we look ahead then to, of course, the Champions League, and then of course Manchester City next week anyway. But guys, please stay safe, please stay well, of course, because it is such a dangerous place at the minute anyway, out there in the world. But yeah, please stay safe. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you all then. Ta-ra.